Good morning. I hope everybody's having a good day. I thought today was going to be rainy actually. It's actually really gorgeous out. It'll probably rain later, but anyway. Yeah, so I just wanted to come online today, do a little video, and go over these techniques. First, we're going to pommel to the over hip throw, judo hip toss, Sotogari, I think, then to the knee on belly, then to the far side armbar, and the near side armbar. We'll also be showing these hip bump sweep, or the Kimura sweep, the scissor sweep, and the pendulum or flower sweep, all to mount. We're going to do all of the sweeps as a warm-up, and then we'll be going over that stuff afterwards. Here's my little trusty sidekick. But yeah. So I also wanted to address that I know we're not technically a gym. We're dojo, whatever. But and I know they're planning on being part of the first wave of reopening. But I do plan on having some very strict guidelines to follow as we come back and train. I don't expect everybody to come back and train. I want everybody to come back at your comfort level, please. And trust me, I take this very serious, what we just went through. But I also am going to do my best at honoring and respecting everybody's views, not just my own personal or another person's. I want to try to accommodate those that are ready to come back and train and those that aren't ready to come back and train. But yeah, here we go. Our first sweep is going to be our hip bump or Kimura sweep. I'll do them first, and then little one will do them after. Starting from our back in our closed guard, she's going to have her posture and to bring her hands and put them on the mat so I can control her wrist. I bring my hands under her wrist. I pull my knees in and I flower my hands down and I control her wrist. From here, I can either keep control of the wrist. I like to push it a little bit farther out from my hip so that I can come up to my elbow, my right elbow, and hug over the arm. If I can get the Kimura grip, good. If not, I can just I can control her wrist, or I can hug it nice and tight. 2, I can put my arm around her head this way and grab that belt right by her back. I can put my arm on this side. Here, I bring my feet nice and tight to her butt. I lift my hips up, and I turn all the way down, and I secure my mount. Headbutt, headbutt, headbutt. Again, Kimura or hip bump sweep. I can put her hands on the mat. I do a sit up, bump my hips up, and turn all the way to mount. Step 1, hands on the mat. Step 2, feet down, do a sit up across the body. Step 3, hips up and turn. Other way. She puts my hands on the mat, step 1. Step 2, she controls my wrist, does a sit up over my arm, and hugs my arm. Step 3, she brings her feet nice and close, bumps her hips up, and turns her hips. Drags her hips all the way to mount. All right, next one is going to be our scissor sweep. Scissor sweep, when she has her hands posted on my belly, to just grab here and here, I'm not really going to be able to break her posture very well. So I'm going to bring my hand under this wrist and grab deep into here, and then I'll pull her grip up. When I do this and I have control of her lapel and her arm, this left side of her body, I drop my feet and I turn to the side of the arm that I have in control. I bring my shin in between our bodies. My foot hooks her hip, my knee goes across, and I pull. Now I have to pull her up off her base, chop her knee out, and kick her all the way over. I like to keep control of this lapel afterwards, obviously to set up different submissions, either if I'm going to drive up and secure the arm for an armbar, or keep that grip in there, come around, get my other palm down grip and finish the choke. Step 1, cross collar, same sleeve. Under the wrist, cross collar, pull. Step 2, feet come down, I turn 90 degrees to my shoulder. Step 3, I push, pull, and chop. I follow it all the way to mount. So, step 1, she controls the sleeve, goes underneath my wrist, and gets a cross collar grip. She puts her feet down, turns 90 degrees to the arm that she's controlling, brings her shin in. Her foot hooks the side of my ribs. Now she's going to push me away with her shin and pull me in, and then chop. And follow her, then up to mount. So, one more, other side. So here I'm going to go this way so that you can see where her shin goes. She controls the sleeve, goes under the wrist, gets cross collar grip, that breaks that grip. She puts her feet down and turns 90 degrees and hooks her shin here, her foot here. Her shin goes across. Now when she pushes me away, I base down. She pulls me in, lifts me off my base, and chops that leg out. All the way to mount. Ready? The last one we'll go over is a pendulum or flower sweep. And there's a lot of variations to pretty much all of these sweeps, but especially this one. I want to go over just one way that I like to go over the pendulum or flower sweep. All of these sweeps too are going to be based on surprise. If they know that I'm going to be sweeping them or trying to set up a sweep, which they should already be aware of if they're in your guard, submissions or sweeps, they're going to try their best to not let them happen. So they're going to be all surprises, obviously. So with the pendulum or flower sweep, I like to control the sleeve, whether it's just on my belt here. I'm just going to control the sleeve at the wrist and hold it tight to my body. I pull my knees in and I get underneath her leg and her knee here. Now I drop my foot and I turn 90 degrees to the hand that I'm controlling so she can't. Put your hand out over there, over there, over there, over there. Go on, push, push. She can't. So I use my thigh and I step, holding on to this leg all the way till I get to mount. And then the ground and pound begins. And the toe holds. So step 1, control the wrist. Step 2, pull her knees and get my hand underneath her thigh. Step 1, control the wrist. Pull my knees, get under the thigh. Now my foot comes down on the same side that I'm controlling the wrist, and I turn my body 90 degrees using my inner thigh the entire time. Try to put my foot down on the other side of the mat, holding this knee. Here I slide all the way to mount, and I crush the kid's spirit. So, we're going to go step 1. She controls the sleeve. The way I taught the kids is they pull the sleeve across and they come out and they bring an arm to my back. Arm to the armpit. And then she brings her arm underneath my leg here and leans me right over. That's another variation. The reason why I was teaching the kids that is so they can attack the arm bar right after it. Go ahead. One more time. Same side. So she's going to arm drag my arm across, hip escape, reach up and grab that shoulder. Bring her arm under my leg, put her other foot on the mat as opposed, and turn 90 degrees and all the way over. This puts my body on my side after the sweep. Her arms are ready underneath, trapping the arm. This way she could just push the face, step over, heels to her butt, heels to your butt. Ah! Arm bar. Good. So next, we'll go over the simple version of the techniques of the week. I also like to do a lot of pummeling for our warm-ups to help set up our stand-up and our takedowns. We're going to start right hand under the armpit, left hand on the elbow, kind of like we're dancing. Wide feet, head on the shoulder, pushing into each other. Now my hand goes in front of the bicep. I push it under the armpit and I pull the elbow. My head goes to the opposite side. My hand goes in front of the bicep. I push it under her armpit. My other hand pulls her elbow. And then we go back and forth. And now we go for that judo hip toss. Sorry about my verbiage. I pommel. As soon as I get this underhook, I grab the hip. I keep this pressed nice and tight. And I step across. And I swing the kid. All the way to my knee on belly. Crush the kid's spirit just a little bit much. Good try. So we pommel, pommel, pommel. She holds this nice and tight, her pommel tight. She holds my elbow, steps across, behind my leg, turns her hip, and bows. Ah, landed on my shoulder. Right to knee on belly. When you're on knee on belly, you want to be nice and comfortable, your base nice and low. Standing up or being a high to posture, you're going to have the person escape really easily. And you're looking for a couple of things. If I push up with my right arm, she's going to control my sleeve, slide her shin underneath my armpit, step over the head, arm bar. The second arm bar is going to be knee on belly. Now I turn and I try to push. She's going to hook inside my arm, step over, and that's your far side. Again, we pommel. 1, 2, 3. She steps her leg across, turns, bows. She pops up to knee on belly. She holds onto this arm under her armpit, slides her shin under my armpit, steps over her head, my head. Ah, nice tight near side arm bar. Arm bar number 2, I put my hand on that knee. She reaches in, steps over. Arm bar. So those are going to be the techniques for the week. Again, I want to apologize that I don't post as many videos on techniques as I was. Truthfully, I'm missing this a lot, and I miss everybody a lot. Being down here is kind of a double-edged sword, whereas I'm super grateful for this beautiful space and these amazing mats. And genuinely, every single person that has come through here and trained with me. Being here, though, without anybody and not seeing people trying to choke and kill each other is it's hard for me to accept every time I come here. But now that we're both doing okay, we're facing everyday challenges like everybody else, trying to maintain our positivity and really prepare ourselves for when we do get back into training. We're not so out of shape and can't hang. Now, when I said there's going to be a little bit of strict guidelines for our training, it's going to be at everybody's pace. If you don't feel comfortable having such close contact with people, we can do some stand-up self-defense, a little bit of stand-up, maybe some kickboxing. And 2, those that want to train, want to roll, want to drill, that's going to be your option too. I'm looking into a couple of different options, maybe even getting some mats to put outside so we have some open air cleaning or open air training and it's a little bit more cleaner. And 2, Limiting the amount of people that we have on the mat at any given time, each hour per se, maybe even change the schedule up to have classes start every hour, starting at 9 a.m. is good for me. All the way till 9 p.m. How's that? Truthfully, we'll work it out. But have like 45-minute classes at a time where people can come in and train at their comfort level and at their pace. I hope everybody has a great day and enjoys the weather, enjoys the people that they have around them. And, keep positive, please. Stay active and stay healthy. Thanks for watching.